I'm so happy to be joined by Roman Campos-Oriola, who's the lead game designer on Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for asking.
We've seen a little bit of the game before. This is, I think, the first time I've seen an urban setting. What's happening in this level of the game?
So in that level, actually, the ghosts that are investigating on that worldwide weapon smuggling ring actually managed to find where is the main seller of that weapon smuggling ring. And that guy is hiding in Peshawar. So at the beginning of the mission, you breach his safe house, but he managed to escape, and now you're chasing him in the streets of Peshawar. Basically, we have two phases in the game. We have what we call recon, when you are stealth and the enemy does not know you're there. In that phase, if you shoot a civilian, it's a straight game over, because that means that's something you wanted, you aim at the guy.
It was intention.
It was intention, definitely. Then, during a fight, yeah, sometimes you can have bullets that spray across and kill civilians, so for that, we allow you to kill, if it's not an intentional, 1 or 2 civilians before popping a game over. Something we really wanted for Future Soldier, we wanted to have the right pace. And in order to do that, we have sequence in which we are really slow paced, you have the time to do the recon some, and sequence like this one, which is really fast paced in order to keep the player interest and do the stuff. The game is fully playable up to 4 players in co-op. We wanted the system to be working exactly in the same way if you are playing with friends or if you are playing with AI. So if you're playing with friends, you mark the target and you say, hey dude, take number 1, I take number 2. If you're playing with AI, you mark the target and they will say, okay, I'm picking number 1. So that was really important for us.
Obviously, your ability to kind of see through the cars and see where the enemy is that a skill that you have to activate inside the game?
Yeah, so we give to the player a lot of intel tools, the way to highlight enemy and so on. So here, for example, it's what we call the X-ray view. So that allows you to see through obstacles at a really close range and highlights enemies that has a lot of high-density missile on them, like weapons or helmet or that kind of stuff.
Now, obviously, the one that a lot of people have seen is we can see it right here is the camo. You know, when you go virtually invisible, how is that regulated in the game? How can you activate it?
So,
and why can't you always be invisible?
So actually, it's a player skill. You just have to crouch and move slowly, and your camo will be activated. And actually, it's not real invisibility. Enemy can still see you, but like at 20 or 30 meters, and they will take a longer time to be like, hey, there's a duty, oh, and they will shoot at you. But if you get shot or you shoot, that will deactivate the camo for a short period of time. We worked a lot on the enemy AI, trying to have the AI to be really an ingredient of all the player skills. And as the intel is really important for the player, we wanted, you can see the enemy moving around cover, you can see him even when you should not see him. We work a lot on that. So enemy AI has a lot of flanking behaviors. For instance, we have what we call the shotgunners, so that are enemies that come and try to flank you at really close range, but they are really exposed when they do that. So that's when they will pop a smoke grenade in order to surprise you and that kind of behavior.
Viper extract.
So now we're in a different section of the game. What's the setting? Obviously, it's now a forest. It's not an urban environment.
Yeah, definitely. You're set in the middle of Russia, actually. So somewhere in the story, there has been a coup in Russia, and the ghosts are deployed behind enemy lines as a black op operation team in order to help the loyalist Russian army to seize back the power. So here you need to find the enemy's artillery nest and destroy them so the loyalist Russian army can advance. This level really is a tribute to the Ghost Recon fantasy of crawling in the wood and that kind of stuff. So here actually the enemy does not know that you're there, and you have fully the opportunity to do it on 100% stealth. So here, as long as you manage to kill the right enemy at the right moment and pick your target, they won't detect you and you can continue to advance. But if at one moment an enemy sees you and triggers the alarm, reinforcement will come, jeeps, BTR, that kind of stuff. Thanks to the drone, you can, as you see, you can pop intel on the enemy, and when you have intel on an enemy, you can just mark the enemy. And the marking is used for the AI to know, okay, you want me to shoot that guy, so your teammates are going to go into position and have a line of fire on the guy and wait for you to go to shoot. And in order to trigger the shoot, you can either shoot at your own target, and that will trigger a slow motion window, or you can just change the rule of engagement and tell them to shoot, and they will take the shot even without you shooting. So we have up to 52 guns in the game, and each gun has up to 10 customization points. So you can change the length of your barrel because you want a longer range engagement. You can change the trigger to change the firing mode of your weapon. You can change, of course, you can put under barrel like foregrip or launcher. You can change the cross of your gun. You can change your tick. We have a lot of stuff that you can change. You have 49 attachments. And when you go into the gunsmith, you see that exploited view of your weapon, and you see all the screws, all the gears of the weapon, and this is real stuff. This is not like the artist going crazy and putting
Yeah.
gears and so on. Actually, one guy in Red Storm is a real armorsmith, and he brings his gun at work in order to have the artist to create the real stuff. So that's real.
How do you unlock those guns or those gun parts?
So that's different if you're playing in campaign or in a multiplayer. Basically, in campaign, as you go through the level, we are unlocking all the US guns. And the Russian guns, you need to perform challenges or achievements in order to unlock them. So for example, we have challenges like do that sequence without triggering the alarm, or kill 5 guys with a pistol in a 5-second time frame, and that kind of stuff. And when you complete those challenges, that will unlock the Russian's weapon and attachment. In multiplayer, it's level based. So at every level, you get credits that allow you to attachment credit that allow you to buy attachment for your guns. And while you progress into your role, you have the opportunity to unlock new weapons.
Roman, I gotta say, it's looking really good. I know the game has been delayed, but it is still coming out this year?
Yeah, it's coming this year. It's coming the 22nd of May.
All right, well, thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.